Baker Botts, LLP, provides podcasts for educational purposes only. They are not legal advice and are not intended to establish an attorney client relationship. This communication may constitute attorney advertising.
Welcome to AI Council Code. The AI Council Code is here to keep you up to date on all AI legal issues arising in the modern business frontier. I'm your host, Maggie Welsh, and today Mike Silliman, a partner in our Houston office, is here to talk about a topic that we recently co-authored an article on. The article related to clean tech and how it fits in the AI space, or vice versa, how AI fits into the clean tech space. So thanks, Mike, for being with us. Why don't you introduce yourselves to our listeners?
Great to be here, Maggie. Thanks for having me. I'm a partner at Baker Botts focused on intellectual property, particularly at the intersection of emerging technologies like AI, clean tech, and energy. My background is in chemical engineering, and I help energy innovators protect, commercialize, and license their technologies. And that includes AI-enabled platforms in energy, renewables, and carbon management. I've worked with companies from startup size all the way to Fortune 500.
And one of the things, Mike, that we've been discussing many times is this interesting paradox that's happening with AI and clean tech right now and how the two are related. So, can you explain to our listeners how you see AI and clean tech being related?
There's a fascinating duality there. AI is simultaneously a driver of rising energy demand, particularly from data centers and large scale model training. But AI is also one of the most powerful tools that we have to combat climate change and optimize clean energy deployment. So you have this push pull dynamic. AI is part of the problem, but also part of the solution. AI is being deployed in really promising ways across the clean tech spectrum. We're seeing AI improving forecasting and real-time grid balancing in solar and wind, optimizing charge and discharge cycles and battery storage in electric vehicles, predictive maintenance in a variety of sectors. That relationship is just growing stronger. We believe that clean tech companies who embrace AI as a core capability are going to pull ahead in the coming decade.
I think that is so interesting how the two are related. But one of the topics that we've also discussed is despite AI's clear potential, AI innovation is seemingly underrepresented in the clean tech sector as compared to other sectors. So, why is that? Why are we seeing AI innovation maybe having a slower start in the clean tech sector as compared to other sectors?
It's an interesting question, and you're right. We're seeing that patenting in AI and clean tech is much lower than AI in other industries. And in our view, AI innovation in clean tech faces some unique structural hurdles, which might explain the underrepresentation. One reason could be the mismatch between AI's digital first innovation model that's fast, whereas clean tech's physical infrastructure and longer deployment timelines is somewhat on the opposite end of the spectrum. We see AI development thriving in environments where iterations happen quickly, data is abundant and standardized, and testing doesn't require large capital investment, whereas clean tech often involves hardware, regulatory complexity, and multi-year pilot projects. Another challenge is that the innovation here tends to live at the intersection of sectors. So where you have AI and clean tech combined, you may face hurdles where the venture ecosystem, the funders, don't quite know how to value companies that are in the AI clean tech space because they don't cleanly fit into the AI bucket or the clean tech bucket. There's also a lack of interoperability and standardization when it comes to data sets needed to train useful models in some of these newer renewable energy spaces. Data can be siloed, unavailable, or proprietary. Finally, there can be uncertainty about IP ownership and data rights in the space that could reduce the likelihood of collaboration. We do see innovation happening, but it's constrained by fragmentation, funding dynamics, and collaboration challenges. Solving these problems is key to unlocking AI's full potential in clean tech.
So let's talk about how we can unlock that potential. What is the value of intellectual property for clean tech companies that may be operating AI systems or employing AI systems?
I touched a little bit on funding challenges, and I think that's one of the main drivers for clean tech AI companies, especially at their early stages, to go out and get patents and build a strong patent portfolio. Patents remain critical for AI clean tech companies looking to raise capital, enter new markets, or license their technologies. Patents are a durable asset that translates their technical innovation into enterprise value that creates value for investors. And there's a few different reasons that patents matter here. A competitive differentiation. AI in clean tech, like AI in many spaces, is about an incremental advantage. Better forecasts, faster optimization, smarter grid balancing. Patents help protect those critical edges that can be hard to explain or replicate. And they provide comfort to investors that there's technology here, that there is innovation happening, and that at least the United States Patent Office or a foreign patent office, if you pursue foreign protection, has recognized that. Investors want to know that a startup can scale without being blocked or copied. A strong patent portfolio gives them confidence that their innovation is real and protectable.
One of the issues that we always talk about when we're talking about protecting AI inventions is you should protect the AI invention as a patent or maybe as a trade secret. So, how does trade secret protection play in this AI clean tech relationship? And is there ways to value those trade secrets for these clean tech companies?
It's a great question, and patents are just one part of the intellectual property puzzle. Trade secrets and data rights are often in AI clean tech applications even more valuable. And just to level set, trade secrets protect things, in this case, like model architectures, feature engineering, training techniques, deployment strategies, better ways to forecast models. As far as valuing those trade secrets, the value comes from the efforts made to keep them secret. AI clean tech companies that are careful with their trade secret hygiene have NDAs in place with customers and with developing partners that protect their information in a secure way internally and show that they are taking reasonable measures to protect their trade secrets, are creating value in that IP. And that's something that can be explained to investors, that they have a trade secret strategy and an IP policy in place that creates that value. Outside of trade secrets, there's also copyright protection for source code, for example. And another area of IP that's often overlooked, but it's critically important in this space, is data rights. For AI models to stay effective, they need high quality, often proprietary data sets. If you're an AI clean tech company and you're collecting sensor data from turbines, smart meters, or carbon monitoring devices, you need clear contracts and governance around who owns and who can use the data. That can pay dividends down the road. Providing your proprietary data to someone else could be a key leverage point in a deal, and we see that quite often.
And beyond patents and trade secrets and intellectual property ownership or creation, what are ways that companies can actively accelerate commercialization and deployment of clean tech AI?
In clean tech, especially in capital intensive sectors, we see licensing as a critical strategy to accelerate. There's a common misconception that licensing is just about monetizing technology, but it's more than that. It's about scale and deployment. Many clean tech companies will never be the end operator. There's someone else who's already better positioned to be that, or it's just not something the AI clean tech company is set up to do or has the expertise to do. That AI clean tech company will develop fantastic optimization algorithms, say for a solar farm or emission monitoring, and then partner with an OEM, a utility, a government contractor that will get that technology out into the field. And that's where strategic licensing comes in. It allows companies to share innovation while protecting their core proprietary rights, define field of use boundaries, and carve up their valuable IP so they can license it to different parties, perhaps in different fields or territories, and structure financial terms that make sense for all the parties and make the economics work well. And we've seen collaborative IP structures like joint development agreements or consortium models be especially valuable in sectors like hydrogen, carbon accounting, and smart grids, where no one company can do all of it alone. These collaborations are vital, and having strong IP terms and good strategic licensing makes those successful for everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike, for being with us today and for sharing your insights on this topic. And thank you for our listeners for listening to AI Council Code. We're glad you joined us today. Stay tuned for additional podcasts and more insights on AI legal issues from Baker Botts.
Thank you for listening to this Baker Botts podcast. Baker Botts has the experience, knowledge, and people to address our clients' most significant legal issues. For more information on Baker Botts practices, please visit us at bakerbotts.com. This presentation is provided by Baker Botts LLP for educational and informational purposes only. It is not legal advice and is not intended to establish an attorney-client relationship. Under the rules of certain jurisdictions, this communication may constitute attorney advertising.